Imagine an AI speaker saving an elderly man's life in the middle of the night.
Wow.
Pretty crazy, right?
Yeah.
Sounds like science fiction, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But it's not. It's actually happening right now in South Korea.
That's amazing.
We're diving deep today into South Korea's national strategy for artificial intelligence.
Hmm.
You gave me a really fascinating stack of articles and research,
Right.
and it seems like you're really interested in figuring out how this nation is planned to become, a global leader in AI.
I am, yeah. It's an ambitious goal for sure.
Definitely.
What's really remarkable to me is they're not just aiming for, technological dominance.
Right.
They're really connecting AI advancement with quality of life improvement.
Yeah, and that's a really key point. They're not just focused on the technology itself.
Yeah.
They're thinking about how AI can actually make people's lives better.
Exactly.
And they've even got, these really specific targets for 2030.
Yeah.
Like, they want to be in the global top 10 for quality of life and top 5 for life satisfaction, according to the OECD.
Wow. That's pretty ambitious.
Yeah, pretty impressive. It's like they're saying, we're not just going to be an AI powerhouse. We're going to be the happiest AI powerhouse.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Right.
They're also aiming for 95% AI technology competitiveness compared to the leading nation,
Wow.
which right now they're at 82%.
So almost there.
Almost there, yeah.
But they also want to improve their regulatory environment for AI. They want to jump from 26th to a top 5 ranking globally.
That's a huge leap.
Huge leap, but it shows how seriously they're taking this.
Yeah.
And what I find really interesting is this idea of an AI Olympics
Oh, I've heard about that.
to encourage global collaboration. It's like they're saying, we want to win, but we also want everyone to benefit.
It's a different kind of mindset,
Right.
Really acknowledging that. These global challenges need global solutions. And that working together can lead to greater progress for everybody.
Absolutely. But, let's be real for a second. South Korea, it might not be the first name that pops into your head
Yeah.
when you think of AI powerhouses, right?
Not necessarily.
So what makes them think they can actually pull this off?
Well, they're playing smart. They're leveraging their existing strengths.
Like what?
World-class ICT infrastructure, for one. They're also a dominant force in the semiconductor market. They have global leadership in manufacturing. And a highly educated, tech-savvy population.
So they've got like a really solid foundation to build on.
Exactly. They've got all the pieces in place.
But, I read that they want to create the smartest yet most human-like artificial intelligence.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that kind of a paradox?
It is. It's an interesting concept. They're essentially aiming to surpass the current leaders in AI development by, leveraging their manufacturing expertise to create AI that's not just super intelligent,
Right.
but also more human-like in its interactions.
Oh, that's really interesting. So instead of just focusing on raw computing power,
Yeah.
they're also looking at the more nuanced human-like aspects of AI.
Precisely. And to do that, they've structured their strategy around 3 core pillars.
3 pillars.
Yeah.
So tell me about those.
Well, the first pillar is all about establishing a global leading AI ecosystem.
Okay.
That means building the necessary infrastructure,
Okay.
Things like data and computing power,
All right.
and then fostering AI startups, attracting top talent,
So creating like a whole environment
the whole environment.
where AI can flourish.
Exactly.
What about the second pillar?
Second pillar is all about becoming a country that makes the best use of AI. So they're aggressively applying AI across all sectors.
Like what?
Everything. Manufacturing, medicine, transportation, energy.
Wow.
But they're also looking at less obvious applications like agriculture and the arts.
So they're really thinking outside the box.
Yeah, they're not limiting themselves.
That's amazing. Okay, we've got 2 pillars. What's the third?
The third pillar, and I think this is maybe the most crucial, it's what they call the realization of people-centered AI.
Okay, so this is where they address the potential downsides of AI.
Yeah, exactly, like job displacement.
Right.
And they're tackling that head on. They're strengthening their social safety nets and investing heavily in retraining the workforce for the AI age.
So they're trying to get ahead of the curve, make sure that AI benefits everyone.
Exactly. Not just a select few.
That's really important.
It is. It really is.
So, can you give me some concrete examples of how they're actually putting this into action?
Yeah.
What are some specific programs?
Okay, well, let's look at some of those initiatives in more detail.
Okay.
So, for example, they have something called the AI voucher system,
Right.
and it's designed to help businesses, especially like small and medium-sized enterprises,
Okay.
to adopt AI solutions.
So it's kind of like lowering the barrier to entry.
Exactly. It lowers the barrier to entry, allows these companies to harness the power of AI
Right.
in a way that they might not have been able to do before.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And, we talked a little bit earlier about Dr. Answer,
Yeah.
this AI-driven medical solution.
Right.
It sounds super futuristic,
It is.
but like, what is it exactly?
So Dr. Answer, it's a collaborative project
Right.
involving like over 46 organizations,
Wow.
including hospitals, medical institutes, and ICT companies.
So they're really bringing together the best and the brightest to
Absolutely.
work on this?
It's a massive collaborative effort.
Okay.
And they're putting some serious resources into developing AI that can actually help with like disease prediction,
Wow.
diagnosis, and even treatment.
So we're talking about AI that could potentially, like, save lives.
Absolutely.
That's
It has
incredible.
the potential to transform healthcare as we know it. But they're not stopping there. Remember we talked about those next generation intelligent semiconductors?
Oh, yeah,
They're working on those as well.
And that's,
And it gets a little technical, but I'll try and make it clear.
okay, yeah, please, because I
Yeah.
need that broken down.
So basically, in traditional computers,
Okay.
data constantly has to move between the memory and the processor.
Right.
And it's like this constant back and forth,
Okay.
and it creates a bottleneck that limits speed.
Okay.
So what they're trying to do is change that.
So how are they going to, like, get around that?
Well, these new semiconductors, which they call processing in memory chips,
Okay.
or PM chips,
PM chip.
they actually process data directly within the memory.
Oh, okay.
So it's a bit like, imagine having your brain and your memory in the same place.
Okay, so it's like eliminating that
Right.
back and
It's
forth.
all happening right there.
Right in the same spot.
Yeah.
Right.
And this could dramatically increase speed, reduce power consumption, and just like open up a whole new world of possibilities for AI.
So it's a hardware revolution to go along with the software revolution.
Exactly.
It sounds like they're really, like, pulling out all the stops.
They're definitely taking a comprehensive approach,
Yeah.
tackling everything from like infrastructure and talent
Right.
to ethics and the potential societal impacts.
Yeah.
They're leaving no stone unturned.
But let's not forget about the human element here, right?
Absolutely not.
We've talked about their commitment to people-centered AI.
Yeah.
What does that actually look like in practice?
It's all about making sure that AI benefits everyone.
Well,
They're not naive to the potential downsides.
Right.
They're addressing them head on,
Okay.
like job displacement.
right.
So what they're doing is they're strengthening their social safety net
Okay.
to provide support for those who may be, impacted by automation. And they're also investing heavily in retraining programs to make sure that people have the skills they need
Right.
to thrive in an AI-powered economy.
So it's like they're saying, we're not going to leave anyone behind in this transition.
Exactly.
That's really important.
Yeah.
And what about, the ethical considerations?
Right.
AI is a powerful tool.
It is.
It can be used for good. It can be used for, not so good things.
Absolutely.
So how are they?
So they're very aware of that.
Okay.
And they're developing ethical frameworks and regulations
Okay.
to guide, the development and deployment of AI
Right.
to make sure that it's used responsibly
Right.
and for the betterment of society.
So it's not just about, like, technological advancement for the sake of advancement.
It's not just about can we do it, it's about should we do it and
Right.
how do we do it responsibly.
Yeah.
They're taking a holistic approach,
Right.
recognizing that AI has the power to reshape our world, but it must be done thoughtfully.
That's really important.
It is.
It's an incredible case study, I think.
I agree.
We're witnessing a nation really proactively preparing for the future,
They are.
and their approach is full of, like, really valuable lessons for all of us.
Absolutely. We can all learn from what they're doing.
And we can learn from their commitment to balancing technological progress with human well-being.
Exactly.
It's not one or the other.
It's both.
It's a both.
Yeah.
And they're not shying away from the challenges.
Not at all.
They're tackling them head on.
That's what makes their story so compelling.
Yeah, I agree. It's a testament to, like, human ingenuity and foresight.
Yeah.
And it's really exciting to see how they're shaping the future of AI.
It is. It's very exciting.
And we've only just scratched the surface here.
We have.
There's so much more to explore.
There is.
So stay tuned for part 3, where we'll dive even deeper into the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead
Okay.
for South Korea on this quest
Yeah.
to become a global leader in AI. Okay, so we're back
Back for more.
for the final part of our deep dive into South Korea's AI strategy.
That's right.
And, we've talked about their bold ambitions,
Yeah.
their innovative programs,
Right.
and even those super advanced processing and memory chips they're developing.
It's incredible.
But like we mentioned before, with any ambitious endeavor, there are bound to be some
Challenges.
roadblocks along the way.
Exactly.
And South Korea is certainly, facing those head on.
Yeah.
They're not shying away from them.
So one of the biggest hurdles, we touched on it earlier,
Yeah.
is this shortage of AI talent.
Oh, absolutely. It's huge.
Right.
I mean, it seems like everybody's looking for the same experts.
Yeah, exactly.
The global issue.
Right.
But it's particularly pronounced in South Korea, I think.
Yeah.
They need a massive influx of skilled engineers and researchers
Mm-hmm.
if they want to keep pace
Right.
with their goals, with those ambitious goals. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how are they addressing this this talent gap?
Well, attracting foreign talent is definitely part of the strategy. They're, making it easier for international AI professionals to come to South Korea
Okay.
to work there.
But that's not the whole picture, right?
No, not at all.
They're also
They're also focusing on cultivating homegrown talent.
yeah, that makes sense.
You can't just rely on importing expertise. You got to
Yeah.
build it from within.
Right.
So they're investing heavily in education and training programs.
Yeah.
They're trying to inspire and equip a new generation
Right.
of AI experts.
It's like they're planting those seeds for the future.
Exactly. Laying the groundwork.
That long-term vision.
Yeah.
But, it's not just about technical skills.
Right. There's the social and ethical dimension of AI as well.
Right, exactly. So we talked about inclusive AI
Mm.
and making sure that AI benefits, all members of society.
Right. And that's important.
Yeah, I think it's really important.
Because it's easy to get caught up in the excitement of the technology,
Yeah.
We can't forget about the humans.
The human element.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the potential for it to, worsen existing inequalities.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, and they're aware of that risk.
Yes.
They're trying to mitigate it.
Yeah.
For example, they're developing AI systems that are specifically designed to be fair.
Yeah.
Unbiased.
So it's really baking that in.
Baking it in from the start.
Yeah, from the beginning.
Not an afterthought.
Right.
So it's about, building AI that reflects our values,
Right.
not just our capabilities.
That's really well said.
It is.
So then there's, that whole issue of AI misuse
Right.
that we've kind of danced around a little bit.
Yes, the big one, right?
The potential for deep fakes,
Mhm.
autonomous weapons.
Yes.
All of those kind of dystopian.
The scary stuff.
Yeah, the scary stuff.
It's a valid concern.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to know that South Korea is not ignoring it.
Okay.
They are putting a lot of emphasis on developing ethical frameworks and regulations
Okay.
for AI to make sure that it's used responsibly.
So it's kind of like they're trying to put guardrails
Guardrails, yeah.
on this really powerful technology
Exactly.
to prevent it from being used for those harmful purposes.
Mm-hmm. They're trying to anticipate those potential pitfalls
Okay.
and establish some really clear guidelines.
It's a really delicate balancing act.
Oh, it is.
It's a tightrope walk.
Between fostering that innovation
Yeah.
and then also safeguarding against all the potential risks.
Yeah, but it's a balance they seem determined to strike.
Yeah, and I think what's so refreshing about this whole thing is that they're not shying away from those tough questions.
No, they're leaning in.
They're really engaging with them head on.
Yeah, I think that's what makes their approach so compelling. Yeah, and it's also a really good model.
A blueprint
Yeah, a blueprint.
for other nations to follow.
It really is
Yeah.
this prioritization of both technological progress, but also human well-being.
They're not mutually exclusive.
Exactly. It's not one or the other.
You could have both.
It's both.
Yeah,
And it's been a fascinating case study,
it has.
full of really valuable insights, I think,
Absolutely.
for, all of us.
Yeah, I think South Korea's efforts are a good reminder that the future of AI,
Yeah,
it's not predetermined.
we can all have an impact.
We all have a role to play.
Yeah, it's not just about the technology itself.
No, it's about the choices we make,
The choices we made,
about how we develop it,
how we use it,
how we govern it,
all of those things.
all of it.
And as we kind of wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I think it's clear that South Korea is on like a really remarkable journey
They are.
with AI.
It's a journey that I think is going to have a profound impact
Yeah, absolutely.
on the future of AI.
It's definitely a journey worth watching
Watching closely.
very closely.
Yeah.
And, as we've been saying this whole time, it's a journey that we all have a stake in.
We do. We're all in this together.
Yeah, the future of AI.
It's in our hands.
It's up to us.
Let's make it a future we can all be proud of.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thank you.
So thanks for joining us on this exploration of AI in South Korea.
My pleasure.
And we hope you found it, insightful and thought-provoking.
I hope so too.
And until next time, keep exploring.